In this video, we are going to master prepositions of place so you never freeze when describing where something is. We will fix the confusion between in, on, and at in just a few minutes. First, we will listen to a dialogue about a couple frantically looking for a passport before a flight. Then, we will break down the specific location phrases they used, like in the drawer versus on the counter. Finally, we will do a shadowing exercise so you can speak these phrases naturally without thinking.
Welcome back to English Dose Radio. I am Mark.
And I am Sarah. Today, we have a very stressful situation to talk about. Have you ever lost something important right before you had to leave the house?
Every single day. Keys, wallet, phone, it happens all the time. But today, our story is about something much more critical, a passport, and a flight that leaves in 3 hours.
This is the perfect scenario to learn prepositions, because when you are panicking, you need to be precise. You cannot just say it is over there. You need to say exactly where it is. Is it inside something? Is it on top of something? Is it next to something?
Let's listen to the situation first. Imagine two people, Alex and Jamie, rushing around their apartment. Listen closely to the small words they use to connect objects and locations.
Jamie, the taxi is here. We have to go now. Do you have everything?
I think so. Tickets, wallet, phone. Wait, where's my passport?
Please tell me you are joking. You had it in your hand a minute ago.
I know. I put it down somewhere. It is not in my pocket. Can you check on the kitchen table?
It is not on the table. There is only your coffee cup on the table. Did you put it in your backpack?
Checking now. No, it is not in the main pocket. It is not in the side pocket either. Oh no.
Okay, don't panic. Retrace your steps. You were standing at the door when the courier came. Did you leave it on the shoe rack?
No, I looked there. Look under the sofa cushions. Maybe it fell out of my pocket when I sat down.
I am looking under the cushions. Nothing. Wait, what is that behind the TV?
That is just an old magazine. Keep looking. This is a disaster. It has to be in this room.
Found it. It was underneath the newspaper on the coffee table. You hid it.
Oh, thank goodness. I must have put the newspaper on top of it without thinking. Let's go.
Okay, take a deep breath. That was stressful just listening to it. But did you hear how many prepositions they used?
They used a lot, and they changed depending on the object. Let's break this down line by line because this is where English learners often get stuck. The first big confusion is always between in and on.
Right. In the dialogue, Jamie says, "It is not in my pocket." Why do we use in here?
We use in when something is enclosed. Think of a container. A pocket has a bottom, sides, and an opening. The passport goes inside that space. It is surrounded.
Exactly. It is a 3D space. That is why we say in the backpack, in the room, in the drawer. If you can close something around the object, you usually use in.
But then Jamie asks, can you check on the kitchen table? Why on?
Because a table is a surface. It is flat. The passport sits on top of it. There are no walls around it. If you put the passport in the table, you would have to drill a hole in the wood and bury it.
That is a great way to visualize it. On is for surfaces. On the floor, on the wall, on the ceiling, on the table.
Let's look at a trickier one from the dialogue. Alex asks, "Did you leave it on the shoe rack?"
A shoe rack has shelves. Why is it on?
Because shelves are surfaces. Even though the rack has structure, you place the object onto a flat plane. So you say the book is on the shelf, or the shoes are on the rack.
Okay, here is one that catches people out. Alex says you were standing at the door. Why not in the door or on the door?
This is the hardest one. We use at for a specific point or a general location when the exact dimension doesn't matter. He isn't inside the wood of the door. He isn't balancing on top of the door. He is standing near it, by it, at that specific location point.
So we say someone is at the bus stop, at the door, or at the desk. It marks a position on a map, not a container or a surface.
Exactly. If you say, "I am at the cinema," it means you are at that location. You might be inside the building, or you might be standing outside. It is just a general point. If you say, "I am in the cinema," You are emphasizing that you are inside the building, probably watching the movie.
That is a crucial distinction. If you are enjoying this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to English Dose Radio. We build these lessons to help you stop translating in your head and start feeling the language. It really helps the channel when you hit that subscribe button.
Let's get back to the living room search. There was a moment where Alex looked under the sofa cushions.
Under is usually straightforward. It means directly below something, covered by it. But later, Alex says it was underneath the newspaper. Is there a difference between under and underneath?
In most daily conversations, they are interchangeable. Underneath often feels a bit more physical, implying layers. The passport was hidden by the layer of the newspaper. But you could say under the newspaper and be perfectly correct.
And what about behind? Alex asks, what is that behind the TV?
Behind means at the back of. If you are facing the TV screen, behind is the space you cannot see. The opposite is in front of. Let's talk about a common mistake I hear with transportation. In the story, they are taking a taxi. Do you get in the taxi or on the taxi?
You get in the taxi.
But later, they will get on the plane. Why the difference? They are both vehicles.
This is the platform rule. If you can stand up and walk around inside the vehicle, you get on it. You get on a plane, you get on a bus, you get on a train, you get on a ship.
But you cannot stand up in a taxi or a car. You have to crouch down to enter.
Exactly. If you have to crouch and sit immediately, you get in. You get in a car, you get in a truck, you get in a helicopter.
That is such a helpful rule. The platform rule. I like that. Now, let's talk about the final location of the passport. It was underneath the newspaper on the coffee table. Notice how we stack prepositions.
Yes, English speakers do this constantly. We go from specific to general. Underneath the newspaper is specific. On the coffee table tells you where the newspaper is. In the living room tells you where the table is.
So you could say, the keys are in the bowl, on the shelf next to the door.
That is a perfect sentence. It creates a map in the listener's mind.
Now we are going to practice this. We are going to do some shadowing. This means we will say a sentence, and you should repeat it out loud exactly as we say it. Try to copy our speed and intonation.
We will start with the container words using in. I will say the sentence, pause, and then you say it. Let's go.
The passport is in the bag.
The passport is in the bag.
The keys are in my pocket.
The keys are in my pocket.
She is sitting in the armchair.
She is sitting in the armchair.
Wait, why in the armchair, not on?
Because an armchair surrounds you. It has arms, you sit in it. But you sit on a dining chair or on a sofa because they are flatter.
Good point. Let's move to surfaces using on.
The papers are on the desk.
The papers are on the desk.
The picture is on the wall.
The picture is on the wall.
He is on the bus.
He is on the bus.
Now let's try the tricky ones. At, under, and next to.
I am standing at the door.
I am standing at the door.
The shoes are under the bed.
The shoes are under the bed.
The bank is next to the supermarket.
The bank is next to the supermarket.
Great job. Now let's try to build a longer sentence like we discussed earlier. We will go slow.
My phone is on the table next to the sofa.
My phone is on the table next to the sofa.
The cat is sleeping under the chair in the kitchen.
The cat is sleeping under the chair in the kitchen.
Perfect. Now I want to talk about one more scenario that often confuses people, describing where you live.
Oh, this is a big one. Do I live in Main Street, on Main Street, or at Main Street?
This depends slightly on British versus American English, but generally, for a street name, use on. I live on Main Street.
But if you give the specific address number,
then it becomes a specific point, so you use at. I live at 42 Main Street.
And the city?
The city is a container. It is a large area with boundaries, so you live in New York, in London, in Tokyo.
So, putting it all together, I live at 42 Main Street in New York.
Exactly. You move from the specific point, at, to the street surface, on, to the city container.
Let's try a quick quiz to see if you have mastered this. I will describe a scene and Mark will try to guess the preposition. You at home try to guess before Mark answers.
I am ready. Test me.
Okay, imagine a bottle of water. It is placed the table.
On the table. Surface.
Correct. Now, imagine the water inside the bottle. The water is the bottle.
In the bottle. Container.
Correct. Now, imagine a label stuck the bottle.
On the bottle, because the label is on the surface of the glass.
Exactly. Now imagine I am meeting you, the entrance of the restaurant.
At the entrance, specific point.
Perfect. Last one. I am sitting the back of the car.
In the back of the car, because you crouch to get in and you are enclosed.
You passed, and hopefully everyone listening passed too.
The key is to visualize the relationship between the objects. Do not just memorize the words. See the picture in your head. Is it a box? Use in. Is it a flat line? Use on. Is it a dot on a map? Use at.
It really helps to look around your own room right now. Pick 3 objects and describe where they are. Say it out loud. The lamp is on the desk. The rug is on the floor. The books are in the shelf.
When you connect the English words to your physical reality, your brain holds on to them much tighter. You stop translating.
That is all we have time for today. If you found this lesson helpful, please click the like button so we know to make more episodes like this one.
And do not forget to subscribe to English Dose Radio. We have a new episode coming out tomorrow about ordering coffee like a local, and you will need your prepositions for that too.
Thank you for listening. Keep practicing, look around your room, and we will see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.